Hello, students, and welcome to Decimals Review number 2. Your best friend for completing this decimal review packet that was sent home with you on Friday will be your math journal, along with 2 different colors of highlighters and your pencil. Remember, we use pencil. Miss Fleming's the only one that writes in pen. So what I'm going to do with you today is I'm going to do just a couple of questions throughout the packet to make sure that we have a good grasp over what we're going to be doing on our test tomorrow. I'm going to put my math journal to the side and I have my highlighters and we're going to begin. Remember that when we started with place value with decimals, we learned that we have the decimal and we have the tenths place, the hundredths place, and then the thousandths place. Remember those rules as we go through. Which decimal is greater than 883 thousandths? 88, if this was a 0, I could make it a thousandth. That would be less than. 338. The 3 is less than the 8, so that is less than. 8 is equal to 8. 8 is equal to 8. 8 is greater than 3, so this is greater than. 8 is equal to 8. 3 is less than 8, so that is less than. That's how we prove our answers, and now we know that C is the correct answer. Number 2. Volunteers at a food pantry collected $575.26 in cash donations. They spent $95.15 on food. How much money from the donations is left? What this question is asking us is telling us that we need to subtract. So the most important thing is going to be lining up your decimals. And if you have trouble lining up your decimals, please use the grid paper. I'm going to, after I make this video and post it, go down and make some more copies of the grid papers, both the solid grid and the ones with the hundredths grids on it for you for tomorrow. Then we subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. Bring down the decimal. 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 9, we can't do that, so we have to regroup. We go to the hundredths place and we take 1. That leaves me 4 hundredths, and now I have 17 tens. 17 minus 9 is 8, and 4 minus nothing is 4. That's $480.11, which is answer C. The first section, Module 1, Test 1, which has 4 pages and 20 questions, all talks about place value, rounding, adding, subtracting. If you have questions on that, look in your journal at the place value page. Look at our lining up greater than, less than, equal to page. And look at your rounding decimals rules page. I'm showing you these pages here, guys, because you can rewind and pause and look at this page if you didn't take your journal home. You can rewind a minute, stop, pause, look at it. Okay? These are going to be your 3 best friend pages on the first 4 pages of your review packet. Okay, I'm going to skip over then to number 6, which talks about the addition property shown. And it's asking it if it's the associative, the commutative, the identity, or the distributive. This again, guys, came out of our journal. I'm going to show it to you here. Commutative property just means that we switch the addends or the factors. Okay? Identity is just Anything plus 0 is itself. Anything times 1 is itself. Associative means I'm regrouping. I'm moving my parentheses. And the distributive means I'm taking this and multiplying 5 times 4 plus 5 times 6. I'm spreading it out. I'm going to show you this page for a minute. Okay. Now, let's look and see what happened. I had 6 and 1700ths plus 2 and 3500ths in parentheses plus 9 and 6500ths. They changed it to 6 and 1700ths plus, in parentheses, 2 and 3500ths plus 9 and 6500ths. So to me, it looks like they just moved the parentheses from here to here. Which one was that where they can just move the parentheses? Do you remember? Let me look in my handy dandy notebook. Which one moves the parentheses? The associative. That's right. The associative property of addition. Good job. Okay. On 7, they're asking you to list the girls in order of the distance they hiked from the longest to the shortest distance. So you're going to list these in order from the greatest to the least. Remember, we draw a great big G and a little bitty L. So I compare. They're all 4s. And then I have 2 2s and a 4. Well, the 4 is bigger, so I know that's going to be number 1. That's going to be my greatest number. So now I'm going to draw a line and just compare these two. Both of them have 2s, but then in the next one I have a 5 and a 1. That tells me that this is my second greatest and this is my third greatest. So Izzy came in second. Where's Izzy second? Right here and right here. So I can mark A and B out immediately. Laura came in third. There it is. There's Laura. Izzy second, Laura third, which means Anna came in first. And D is our answer. I liked how they lined them up on this question. They're not always going to line them up like this for you. That's what your grid paper is for. Okay. I'm going to skip the pages. Don't forget, when a question like question 12 talks about estimates, you need to estimate. Dan has $50 at the camping store. He buys a water bottle, $4.25. He buys a cooler, $18.34. And a can of bug spray, $11.90. It says, which is the best estimate of how much money Dan has left? So let's estimate. Our answer choices are in the whole number, so let's estimate to the whole numbers. $4.25. If I underline the 4 and circle the 2 tells the 4 to stay the same. So that's about $4. The 3 tells the 8 to stay the same. So that's going to stay at $18. The 9 tells the 1 to go up 1. So that'll be $12. If I add this up, 8 and 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. Put down the 4, carry the 1. Now I have 34. Okay. He had $50. He spent $34. I can't take 4 from 0, so I regroup. 10 minus 4 is 6, and 4 minus 3 is 1. He has about $16 left. The answer choice is D. That's it for me going over questions that are shown for you in the first set of questions. Okay. Remember, there's going to be there's 20 questions on the test tomorrow. There you go. I told you 20. So not all of them will be greater than, less than, comparing least to greatest, but there will be a few, and there will be some adding and subtracting as well. Just remember to line those decimals up. Okay. So then I'm gonna go ahead then and turn to module 3, which was multiplying decimals, and this is where our two different highlighters come in handy because we like to color in our hundredths chart. So I'll make sure you'll have plenty of the hundredths grids tomorrow too as well. Number 1 says that Tina's water bottle holds 2,400 liters of water. During the basketball practice, she drinks 3 bottles of water. Which model can be used to find how much water Tina drinks during practice? So you're going to want to do 3 2,400s 3 times. Well, this is 2,400s 1 time, and this is 2,400s 2 times. That's not 3 times. Okay? I'm not sure, but that's not 2,400s. So I'm going to mark B out. Okay, see, I know that's 24 there, 2,400s, but then there's this 300s. But that's not 3 groups of 2,400s. Here, D, I have 1, 2, 3 groups of 2,400s. So the answer was D. Okay. When you're multiplying, like in number 2, when Ernie spends $12.86 on school supplies and Stella spends 3 times as much money as Ernie, how much money does Stella spend? You will do basic multiplication, ignore the decimal at the beginning, and multiply. 6 times 3 is 18. Put down your 8, carry your 1. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Put down the 5, carry the 1, 2, 25. Sorry. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And 3 times 1 is 3. Because there's 2 numbers past the decimal in my factors, I have to have 2 numbers past the decimal in my product. So that tells me where to place my decimal. So my answer was $38.58. Remember to know where to place your decimal in your product. You count how many places are behind the decimal in your factors. Consider both factors, not just one. Remember, when you're multiplying times 10, you're moving your decimal 1 place value to the right. When you multiply times 10, don't forget those rules. I'm thinking that's in our journal too. Yep, there it is. Multiplying any decimal times 10, I'm just move that place value, that decimal 1 place value to the right. I'm going to leave this here for just a second in case you want to rewind back to this page and look at it for future reference. I have about 3 minutes left in this free recording. So I'm going to skip over to the one where you do the double shading, which would be number 10. Number 10 says a hiking path is 1 6/10 miles long. Then hikes 5/10 of the path. Which model can be used to find how far Venn hikes? So this is asking me to say 1 6/10 times 5/10. So that this is where we would do our double shading, where we would shade in all of 1 6/10 of the other. And then we would shade in 5/10 going the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we would look at where the colors overlapped. The colors overlapped here, and they got colors overlapped here in these 2 rectangles. This answer does not show this one. This one does. Shows both. This one does not. This one does, but look at it. It looks kind of funny. If you count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6/10, not 5/10. So be careful and circle B. Okay. And I'm going to skip on over then to division because we have 1 minute left. So I'm looking at the last page, number 14. Matt cut a 2 50/100 submarine sandwich into 5 pieces of equal length. How long is each piece? This is beautiful. It gave us a picture. It cut it into 5 groups. All you have to do is count how many is in each group. That's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10